today, na the 15th day of March 2021. And for today, we want to lay on the table the first COVID-19 vaccine where they don't begin for administer na Sierra Leone. And for today, a high profile from politicians to stakeholders to NGOs to civil societies, all don't get their own today. There are certain things them will happen during a different session them. And waiting the president being say, all we will can lay na table. But before that, let we check waiting NACOVAX say today. For one reason, I then go say them be caught up, with the vaccine process. Because today the usual update we then can give on Zoom, not come on at all. Then the one we then can give on the soft copy, now almost salon time, almost 10 p.m. salon time, and that one they be make available. Like I said, then go say them been busy because today I been big day na salon. But the labs then be able for analyze 94 tests there. Say yesterday to today, and we got to put the things them in place. So maybe I make now only 94 tests them, and the labs then be able for analyze. But anyway, out of the 94 tests them, one be turn out for be positive, and this one will turn out for be positive. Now from Western area urban. Now they come out. Because of the one positive cases we get today, the total confirmed positive cases now in Salone don't reach 3,938. For the past 24 hours, we no lost nobody to COVID-19. So we still stand at 79. We no get anybody we recover from COVID-19, so we still there at 2,780. The one that were in quarantine, 69. The one that were on discharge from quarantine, 14,586. Let me check the Mano River Union countries then. For the Mano River Union countries then, like I say just now, Sierra Leone. Now one. Guinea, they no show face today. They left everything in Ivory Coast. Guinea no show face, so now 0. Liberia back say, why then for show face? Liberia back, 0. Ivory Coast say, well, since now all they try for make proud, me go get on all and make one big number. Ivory Coast come with 349. 349 nine Ivory Coast come with. Then they give you a total number of 350 because Ivory Coast get 349, then Salon get 1, then at 350 that one day. For the death, Sierra Leone 79, Guinea 102, Liberia 85, Ivory Coast 211. We get a total now of 477. Now the Mano River Union countries them. This now waiting we get for the COVID-19 status update from NACOVAC for today. Like I said earlier, today, Salon self don't get the opportunity for able for take or for able for give the first COVID-19 vaccine. When we been receive the vaccine in the country, we be try for acknowledge say yes, we tell thank you to the one them we don't give, but for make people and go get confidence for take them, we need the president and other high-profile stakeholders then for able for take the vaccine. So maybe they say, oh no, the president's not for take him because he not fall under the category. Even on Saturday night, I was like, okay, I think say the president he need for take her because himself a frontline worker. They meet with people they not so. But I don't think I don't know behind the scene if the team be able for really talk to people them for make we see waiting commodity today be happen. Because for today, it's like everybody with the that top kidder, go for the vaccine. I don't know, maybe we'll not be able for catch up say, hey, this person not come or that person not day. I don't know if we'll not be able to see that one day. But we see people in take. Me as I know somebody we not take. But not to me go call him. I not see and take. But he man take. But anyway, this was a good one. Me go say. Even though you get people them we still the doubt if he be say true. Now the vaccine, and then give them bigger allegiance than today. People them be still the doubt. I don't know. Waiting then go use for convince people say yes, now the actual vaccine then take. Because someone they say they not be saying a placebo. Someone they everybody gets in. But hey, it left to them. But for me, I want to believe saying that the vaccine then take. That's what I want to believe. Unless otherwise. But I want to believe saying that the vaccine then take. And let me listen to the Minister of Health and Sanitation on the program today. What's in begin for say, yeah? Let me listen.
To temper the impact
I forward and small, yeah?
in our country. By enacting important policies and enforcing mitigation measures early, we were the last country in the region to record a case of COVID-19 during the first wave of the pandemic. With the surge in cases during the second wave of the pandemic around the holidays, even though we saw a slight uptick in cases and deaths, your policies enabled us to minimize the impact of the pandemic on our country. With the emerging third wave of the pandemic that we see brewing in Europe, in the Americas, and in Southern Africa, what better time than now to have these vaccines available to our people in Sierra Leone? Today, we have 200,000 doses of the Sinopharm vaccine generously donated to Sierra Leone by the government and the people of the People's Republic of China. As you know, these vaccines have been very instrumental in containing the COVID-19 outbreak in China and in other countries. For that warm and friendly gesture, we say thank you to the government and the people of the People's Republic of China. Thank you, Ambassador Yu. We also have in our hands here in Sierra Leone 96,000 doses of the first batch of the 528,000 doses committed to our country through the COVAX facility. The vaccine we have through this facility is the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. The COVAX facility is perhaps one of the best examples in the world of the world coming together in global solidarity to ensure that these life-saving vaccines are available to all countries of the world in a fair and equitable way. To the leadership of the coalition, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, the World Health Organization, CEPI, and UNICEF, Sierra Leone says thank you. To all nations and institutions that have contributed so generously to make this facility available to Sierra Leone, we want to collectively say, Unakushe, thank you. Both the vaccines have been known to be safe and efficacious. In addition to other globally renowned regulatory agencies, both vaccines have been cleared for use in Sierra Leone through an emergency use authorization issued by the Pharmacy Board of Sierra Leone. We have strong confidence in both vaccines, and multiple studies have shown minimal side effects of their use in most populations. To ensure the safety of all Sierra Leoneans taking these vaccines, we will closely monitor each vaccinee for any adverse event. There will be an active pharmacovigilance as well as clinical support throughout the vaccination period. So even though we have 296,000 doses of vaccines available to us now, we were only able to enroll just under 150,000 individuals because these are two-dose vaccines given 21 to 28 days apart. We expect more vaccines to come soon. But today you get the first dose, which is a really solid dose that will really energize your immune system. And when you take the second dose, which is a booster dose, it will take you to the peak of immunity. As a result, for this first round of vaccinations, we will prioritize healthcare workers, political leaders, social workers, teachers and lecturers, the military, the police, customs and immigration workers, including seaports and airports, prison officers, fire force, and people over 70 years of age. Today, we will hold 2 symbolic vaccination launches. At State House today, this high-profile launch here at State House is intended to give confidence to the general public. For this launch, we'll focus on the presidency, the cabinet, judiciary, parliament, and development partners. When I asked the president if he could publicly take the vaccine, his response was absolutely. He said, and I quote, "As a leader, I will not ask people to take a vaccine that I'm not willing to take myself." End of quote. His Excellency, thank you, sir, for your leadership. The second launch today will take place at about noon on the grounds of the Miata Conference Center. This will be for healthcare workers with priority given to those above 60 years of age. The nationwide launch of the COVID-19 vaccine initiative will take place in all districts starting on Monday, March 21st. Each district will operate 2 static sites and 1 mobile team. The Western Urban will have 4 static sites. His Excellency, the President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in partnership with NACOVAC, other line ministries, our development partners, and most importantly, the people of Sierra Leone, we're ready to roll up our sleeves and to get on with the business of removing COVID-19 from our country. We'll make sure that with the use of these effective vaccines and a concerted effort at re-emphasizing the basics, masking, social distancing, and hand hygiene is paramount in everything that we do. So today, with the leadership of His Excellency, we have several workstations here today, and I'll walk you through our procedures. As Keke Tomad mentioned, the President will lead us. There are 3 stations out there to your left and to my right. Those stations are counseling stations. So you sit down with subject matter experts and nurses and doctors, and they'll talk with you through what vaccines will be best for you based on your circumstances. Again, both vaccines are perfect. Both vaccines are very good. So after a decision is made with you about what vaccines you'll be offered, you go to the next station, which is also 3 rows down, where you will be given your beautiful shirt. Please roll your sleeves. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt too much. After you have your vaccine, you go to a registration desk where they will take your details. And they will give you a card to just indicate that you've taken your first shot today. After that, there's a station where we want this to be authentic, to be reliable, to be internationally recognized, so there is a digital registration of your having taken the shot. And they will take biometric information from you so that when you take your second shot, we'll give you a final certificate that will be recognized the world over. After that biometric information, you'll go all the way to the back for like 30 minutes. There'll be people around you, there'll be water there, and you'll talk to your friends, but you. So ladies and gentlemen, this is one big day for Sierra Leone. Let us take it and let's take these shots. Thank you very much.
Okay, we want to say thanks to the Minister of Health and Sanitation, Dr. Austin Dembi. I be the area and so. And the man we at the diaspora send. I think the speech was good. There was no undertone of politics. Because if not that first bravo did it, trust me. He must left 1 or 2 things there. But this one, me I know any politics there. That other doctor said will be sent from the diaspora. And I don't know. And I don't know if you don't understand the politics in salon. So I make himself can go with the flow. But we don't hear waiting the minister say. A lot of people can ask say, not get data system, this and that. Into the area now. For say this one, they create system for them. So I believe say then after 1 year old together, if no more than go put all one side, I get to they get so. Not to so. All the after 5 year old and together. So if they go put it all one side. Now they get so. The president himself, he take the shot. The only thing I don't understand now the crowd. If you see the picture, outside them they prepare the president for get his own job. How many people are waiting there? Oh, okay, no, now because they're the president. But if we look to even we neighbor them, we share the pictures then and then we photos category of we neighbor them in Ghana. Clear, no crowd, no day, 1 person to 1 person. But today, I don't know if now for the camera or now for saying for help the president for his sleeve or waiting the crowd being too much. Then all man they give directive. They push the media people. Una push go so, una go so. Una come yanda, una go yanda. Like, what's going on? Why we not go able for just get 1-to-1? 1-to-1, yes. At the end of the day, after the president, we see because they get different station them. So we be see outside different high profile people and they go like the vice president, the mayor, the speaker of parliament. They all outside and they go. I think nobody not be careful there. Now make crowd not get a day. But outside the president in be there. For is the president in shirt, the sleeve, how many people there? Okay, sometimes you will say because the pictures then they passed fast. You know it in Tripoli they talk. To make a help you quick, in case you don't know, or you go say it's just too much. You know mean nothing. Also, and that you want say say no mean nothing. No now just like for make talk boku out of nothing. Because we get people away we can talk so. But to me I feel say it means something. It mean something. Because I don't think say the crowd be necessary today on. Even this thing for not like crowd. So I don't know why them be get a crowd. Now the picture this how they talk. Yeah? The picture this now they talk. How most people that you see even is that a registered nurse where you not even wear gloves? Or you just want to say, bo na left we are now too like boku talk. But when we see them small thing, we need for pick them out. Because if I show you now, the Ghanaian president, now one great nurse na be dede, where we they administer the jab with the president. Everybody they far off. Easy for take and commodity. Even the former president na Ghana. Well, same about the former president. We see Ambassador Usman Fode Yansene, he take the jab, but we not see the former president take. And if they say if not for the 60, don't pass 60. So he meet up that one day back. Or in you big allergy no mix by this one. But we need for fix this. Not to say because now the president, so like I don't know if now the ADC down there where they help for lift up in sleeve, that other nurse, I don't know if now they help for clean the area, this other one, one person can do that. But we say thanks, the president don't receive him. He don't take him on. You want to know what he be talk after he receive him? This now what the president say.
One who gets the confidence from you has been the father of the nation and forced to take the vaccine. Now, what do you want to tell me how you feel about taking the first vaccine?
Well, I just want my family to know say this is not sickness with all over the world. We don't try for faith and different ways, but now we get medicine way will help we to forget this particular virus not alone, just like how we fought Ebola. Now the vaccine they don't test them. Other countries they don't take them. Like any medication at the world, some medicine they don't take. Sometimes they take some man body can hurt, the head can hurt, but millions don't take them. I just want to make Salomon and get the confidence for no say this vaccine the world don't get, we need for take them. And for me, I give that confidence for me to know say this vaccine good, is safe, and also efficient. It work very well. That make I decide for take the leadership. I go want for use this opportunity for say thank you to the COVAX facility, all the country they will come together where they provide that for we. This not just small than those saying more get for come. I also want for use the same opportunity for say thank you to the People's Republic of China. We don't give it 200,000 vaccine them for now. So from them, the fight against COVID is not over until we make sure that everybody don't get the vaccine. When I forget the confidence, I don't take one. I'm a bad gift for say I don't take them today, and I go encourage everybody for make we take them so that we will get back to the process of development. Now we pray for gather, we pray for touch one another, we cover with much, we miss one another because we not even know whether they wearing the mask. So now we take the vaccine.
Thank you very much, His Excellency.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, members of the press.
Vice President.
All right, we go carry now. The president don't talk. He don't get the confidence. Say him believe say the vaccine they work. Now he make him don't take them. If they show leadership say he don't take them. After this, people then still the question say, something not to eat take. All right. The president he don't take done. He don't go. You don't tell the vice president, eh? And then I get in there. Waiting the vice president say, Dr. Mohammed Julde Jallo. Waiting he say.
Also, the backup His Excellency on the confidence as the second gentleman for taking vaccine. So what you have to tell the general public?
Well, I just want to reiterate what His Excellency the President don't say. The vaccine they will safe, according to the data we get, and very strong. So I don't be the second person to take immediately after His Excellency the President. This will send a strong message to the people in our salon say this vaccine we don't take them and we get confidence in the data and the information we get so far. And like I say, for reiterate the call of His Excellency the President, let every Sierra Leonean get confidence to take them. But that don't mean that we take the vaccine, we know we continue to respect the compliances and the measures the way they put in place. But we believe say this vaccine is a good starting point for the end of coronavirus in the not distant future. So why encourage everybody like the President don't say for take up, and we believe so safe, myself don't take up. So far I feel okay. Now I come here to go eat better one back. You understand for reinforce my immunity back. So thank you,
Thank you very much.
Well, for the people of Sierra Leone, so we don't begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to this. We want to tell development partners and thank you, the People's Republic of China, the COVAX facility, we don't make this not available. And not to Salon no more. This vaccine now begin to go all over the world and people in the take all over the world. So we want to tell the people of Salon, say the government don't team up before. His Excellency the President take this faith seriously, and we can't today for can't take the vaccine. A demonstration of the leadership we they show from what this sickness here begin say he hold up with one and he wants support the people of Sierra Leone for them put her under control. I believe say the vaccine is a starting point for put this under control. After that, COVID will go beyond we, and they will begin live a normal life.
And your message to Sierra Leoneans then?
And my message to Sierra Leoneans then, so far the data and the information we get about the vaccine is that it's good, it's safe, and it is effective. So we tell you say, make una say, where you don't reach for taker, make it taker without any hesitation. You understand, eh? And the facility and the procedures the way the Ministry of Health don't put in place equally for monitor any adverse effect of the vaccine. So all the measures they will need for take for the vaccine, we don't put in place. So they encourage you now, let una self get confidence, let una self go for it, so that when your opportunity reach, make you take her. And inshallah, we believe say things then will go fine.
Thank you very much.
That's not the vice president. Now be the talk so. Say we don't take and don't so. And they go back better one for help for build up the immune system. Okay. When you talk so now the comment section, people in the talk so well now we ain't get team for it. And make it they go back better one. Alright. But you see the person we give the job to the vice president. Now the vice president I see also with white. You see, huh? You know, get crowd in the person a 1-to-1, and the person getting gloves on, and he do what he's supposed to do. But when it comes to the president, I don't know, what thing go wrong yonder. But when you see the picture, you go able for tell why on your own side, in your own perspective. Yeah? Yesterday on AYV on Sunday, Dr. Njaibi, they say something. They talk about the antibodies test what they can do. But I believe say where Dr. Isa to come on and also Usfriend, then go able to throw light on that. Because after listening to Dr. Njai yesterday, I was ready to take on NACOVAC today with a question based on that. Because we find out say that they say, incoming passengers them, then they test positive. That's even after people they don't begin take the jab. But what did Dr. Njai say yesterday, the RDT test, if they test, it say I think now they test for the antibodies. It say, and if you don't take the vaccine, it will kind of show positive. He say not always. He say but sometimes it will show positive. He say but the PCR test that one day go come negative because the PCR test not the test for antibodies. And you know, say when you reach na airport, then they give you two tests. The first test na the RDT, when an antibody test, when immediate way they check if you don't get the virus, something of the sort, and stand to be corrected with the one the way sabi where they come. He say in don't even they try for engage NACOVAC on that one day. And now most of we at the diaspora come end of March, April, we get for the go salon. And most of we don't get we jab then taken. So if we don't get the vaccine, then we go salon. Then salon they test for the antibodies. Then it depends on the vaccine where you take. It go turn out to be positive. So should they still continue taking that one at the airport, or then for just left and now say, you know what, they'll just do the PCR. That one at the airport where they take the blood, I think that's not the IDT, that one day. Like I said, I stand to be corrected. I make today maybe they're ready for engage NACOVAC, but NACOVAC be so busy with the vaccine, so they'll not be able for come on today. But with everybody now, with the way how the vaccine don't roll out in Sierra Leone and now the diaspora, I think NACOVAC for try for begin for do something else. Yeah, they need for try for begin do something else in that IDT area. If not the antibodies, now I make now, even though people they don't take the vaccine, I don't know from which angle the people them where they test positive from the diaspora, because even I think yesterday or day before yesterday we get inbound passengers back will be test positive. So I think NACOVAC need for look in that area there. So I think based on waiting the scientists say. Based on that. But anyway, make we come with Usman Tholi. Make we hear waiting it gets for we today. Yes, Usman Tholi, welcome on board. You get the platform, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to everybody who listen to the program. I've also thank Dr. Austin Denby for that very powerful speech. And we also tell you thank you for bringing all this information together for helping for talk on the issue of the President, His Excellency Julius Presidentbio, and high-profile politicians them and stakeholders them, we don't take the first dose of COVID-19 jab. Triple A, before I go into some of the key things that we myself observe, I just want to say you make some very interesting observations. One, Dr. Austin Denby in speech, you don't get any political rhetoric. The speech is completely depoliticized, and this now what we want right now in our country. So that's a very good observation. And secondly, indeed the crowd is in Tubaku. Because not forget the essence of their high profile politicians and stakeholders here for take the job publicly now for encourage and give confidence to the people them who will watch them through TV and other forms of medium or media. But if you get large crowd, then they will defeat the purpose. So I'm a little bit disappointed with the crowd where I see where the president and other high-profile people and they take the job. Another interesting observation also is the fact that some of the medical staff, them, especially the one way they administer the job to His Excellency the President, and I wear gloves is very disgraceful. Bear the mind say this is not a public platform. They administer a job. I think say we expect much from we medical staff then. So that again, that a very interesting observation from my own side. Now, let I come to my own observation. First of all, one of the reasons where NACOVAC state clearly why they do this vaccination campaign is that they want many Sierra Leoneans then for get vaccinated so that it will save lives. We all agree with that. So they continue to talk about safety, efficacy, and the trust, confidence we then get on these jobs. I mean, talking about the Sinopharm as well as the AstraZeneca. And one other one again, where is very important for the job is that remember, the more people can take on, the better for we in terms of the country, because if the country don't take on and go take and say if a large number of the people then vaccinated and we take the country as a low risk country. Now I make enough of left behind in terms of vaccination, because then will come, they will look at the amount of people that will don't take the vaccination, when at the market, and then they will say, well, this country is a low risk country because say about 75% or 80% of the people then are not vaccinated. So then they will declare the country as a low risk country. And that will help for open up the economy. And remember, the issue of COVID-19 has always been economic and medical argument, health argument. Therefore, balance the two. So I think say is a positive way forward for make sure say we get many Sierra Leoneans as possible for get vaccinated with the hope that we get more of them donations that will come up from the other country then. As Dr. Dembi himself don't state, we expect more soon. So that's a good way forward. And I say about 50 vaccination sites then. Yeah, 3 in each district. Remember, I think 16 districts times 3. So that make, I think, 48. And say 1 at the western area, western rural area, I think, 4 for Didi. Well, one positive key thing about this vaccination campaign is that it's good that the leaders then take the lead. That's something we would only mention Triple A. Say the best way for instill confidence and encourage people, especially in a country where people can get so many conspiracy theories in terms of vaccination. I think for the president and high-profile people for come forward for take the vaccine, I think it's the best way forward. One, it motivates people and encourage them to come forward, give them the confidence, and also with the main principles where NACOVAC put forward in terms of priority, prioritize over the people that way they take the vaccine, considering the number who get very low at the moment, so they therefore prioritize them, emphasize on the issue of safety. It's also important for assure the public say the vaccination is safe, because I think now one of the major concerns among the Sierra Leonean populace, and also in terms of its efficacy. I mean, in terms of its ability to meet its intended purpose. The intended purpose here is for ensure, say, actually try for fights off the common enemy with our COVID-19. And one other clear thing where we will talk in terms of the administration of the vaccine is the fact that, all political parties are involved. We see the likes of Nkailo Mansare, when are the deputy chairman of the All People Congress, APC, when are the main opposition party in the country. He was there. We also see the likes of another prominent personality with what I guess where a member say he did it. A lot of APC stakeholders done did it, which is quite impressive. Then they get the primary advantage for sure say, this that is a thing where actually roll out to all the people and to all the main stakeholders there. Because don't forget, in Sierra Leone, it is politics don't divide we, but when you see somebody where you know say this time me man this time a member of the political party, inside don't go take. So I think say they give them that confidence, that courage to come forward and say, look, if Mr. A don't take up, not know how to return, and now my way I trust, so why Mr. not go take up? So the very fact that they involve other political parties, this show that kind of patriotism, that nationalism, it show that sort of unity. In things like this, it's important for all we all involved and show with patriotism, with loyalty to the country. I think it's another very important thing will happen. And AAA, the other concern we get, I don't know if there is a counter argument to this. When you listen to the priority list, they talk about the healthcare workers, they talk about the police, the army, social workers, teachers, lecturers, prison officers, fire force, people over the age of 70s. But I think in terms of COVID-19, I think one segment of people are very also important. I think people with serious underlying conditions. I don't see them mention that. I don't know if you will help me with that. But I think say people with serious underlying conditions, like diabetes, high blood pressure, we very common in our country. We don't see the name being on the list. I don't know whether I'm just a sample of people who will then prioritize and then give it, but I will wish them for mention that. But also, you will argue, say, there are a lot of people in the country where there are underlying conditions, a lot of them, especially in terms of diabetes and high blood pressure. But the good thing is that people over the age of 70 years are prioritized in this case. So overall, for crown this whole AAA, I think it's good. I think it's good first for health reasons. It saves lives because we don't see the world over and they take them. And the fact that the leaders then come forward voluntarily for just encourage the public. We only hope to say more sensitization because I think next week we'll get one more week to roll out the entire program in the country, now the 16 districts then. So before then, tell them let them just continue for sensitize the people and because we all know how we come today in terms of illiteracy, in terms of the conspiracy theories, in terms of so many other things where they contribute to the people in denial, So we only hope that from now to next week, Monday, I think, they will continue for sensitize the public about the safety, the efficacy, of the vaccine. So I will stop here and I'll give chance to other panelists then. Thank you very much, AAA, and kudos to you. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, we want to say thanks to Usman Toli for your observation and your presentation today. Make we come with Dr. Isatuka Kejalo. Make we hear waiting you get for we today. Welcome on board, Dr. Isatuka K. You get a platform.
Yes, good evening, everyone, and I hope everybody to do well. Happy New Week, happy Monday. And thanks to Usman Toli and thanks to you also for the presentation today. And also we want to congratulate we president and the vice president, for setting the example for make people them go come on board and try for trust the vaccine process. For no say, one way for protect yourself with COVID-19 right now with the way it go around, and forget a vaccination. So we really want to tell them thank you. And for me, I believe saying that the vaccine then take, I not feel saying a placebo, I not feel saying that not something we will for even begin to go on for the think or for the assume, because if the president don't come and the vice president don't come and the minister of health don't give your speech on how this vaccine are so effective and we think that the benefits them for make we take in order for combat COVID-19 now Sierra Leone and around the globe, because this as it is right now, every nation they fight for vaccinate them people them for ensure say you get some form of immunity as well as protection in how go spread the virus. And if we know the new guidelines with CDC actually here in the United States, if both individuals them don't take the vaccine, both vaccines them they don't take 2 doses, then can then at the same place without wearing a mask. So that's not a sign of relief. As we don't see sometimes somebody, they come around people that way routinely, you wear masks, they don't even recognize you for saying now you. And they see so many loved ones, they're not even able to visit them grandchildren them or them loved one them because of this COVID-19 in scares. So that's now one way we therefore think about in a positive light to understand say it is necessary for law we take this vaccine for law believe say there would be some form of protection. The last time I know say I've been going to the percentages as to some of them vaccine there, why make we they get the AstraZeneca vaccine Africa now because of the temperature that we can keep them temperature and then vaccine at those temperatures so that it's good for we country. And then you talk about overseas, they have the ways and means of how they can store them other vaccine, and we know the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine at a very negative degree centigrade temperature. That's some of the reasons, and the different types of vaccines them can be some of the reasons as to why you prefer one over the other. Well, all we don't see, all them vaccine there so get an effectiveness of above 70%. Even the one when are the one from China we then donate to the country, and also you talk about the AstraZeneca, you talk about the Pfizer, what we get right now, one day we get higher percentage of, protection than the other. Does not mean, you not go continue for build better immunity. It's just the time we then take for do the clinical trials based on those, then find out those percentages them, and then I believe concerns were brought up as to gloves, now wearing gloves. Technically, to tell you the truth, people have to learn to maintain protocols and maintain standard precautions or universal precaution when it comes to healthcare. Sometimes people can forget or even feel say it's safe for make I do this because now this person not say it gets any form of illness or whatnot. No, you should always wear your gloves, your PPEs, especially now. They're not ask you say let you wear gown in this light. You just need for where you if you're not scrub you wear you scrub which not part of your work, or maybe you don't even need all of that. Those that really administer vaccine in their regular work clothes, you wear your mask, you wear your gloves, you make sure you wash your hand before you don the gloves and after you take the gloves off. That's not something when fundamentals of nursing. because I believe say the person where they vaccinate most patients or most people now nurses would expect say those are fundamentals. You don't need to be told how to deal with things like that. But it's rather unfortunate for me to see something like that they happen. And just because now the president not mean say you don't need for wear gloves. The president self understands say now part of waiting you for do as a healthcare practitioner. We dey hope say then can't not repeat itself because the world is watching. Whatever we do, everybody is watching. But I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe say the same thing happened in Ghana. And if we can go back to that view, I could be wrong, but I think I saw the same thing. They not wear, one of them were not wearing a gloves. So why we thinking it's okay? It's not okay. If you have to wear it for one patient, you wear it for every patient. You treat every patient the same. No one, is better than the other. And matter of fact, it's about protection, protecting you and protecting the patient, right? So some of the reason, Danny, with the gloves, definitely that shouldn't have happened. With the hope, say, people then will really learn from that and understand, say, they need to wear gloves, when they're doing these things. And then I believe say the age limit where the Minister of Health say 70 years, where it be said, and then they consider the healthcare workers, of course, the healthcare workers, the frontliners, all these people then will therefore be contact with the patient. But the age limit for 70, why 70? It's not making sense. As you over 60, you are at higher risk for developing so many illnesses. For that reason, that should have been something they should consider. I understand say we get a very limited vaccine at the country. That's maybe not a concern to them, but anyhow, we hope say they can look into that again and try for see how they can change that going forward and try for include other people then, because some people then they suffer from cardiovascular diseases, or heart disease at a very young age, maybe in their 50s, so why not include them? They are high risk for developing COVID-19, right? Some people that will get respiratory problems, so them people then therefore be included as well. And the other thing here is in terms of sensitivity, how everybody, which I believe the president mentioned, even regular Tylenol, if you've never taken it before, you're at risk for developing an allergic reaction to it. So being that I work in oncology all the time, where they start new chemotherapy on a patient, we go through the risk and the benefits of the drugs. But the main focus here is that hypersensitivity reaction where somebody will get because they've never been introduced to this particular treatment before. So same goes for vaccination. It's new. There's a risk that you will develop some form of hypersensitivity reaction, or it could be nothing. For those of us that have taken this vaccine, we can see, say, we experience soreness at the injection site. We're not a normal symptom for every vaccine where you get. But some people then can tolerate pain better compared to others, right? Some people then, in about 12 hours, that pain was gone, right? That pain was gone. The only thing they're not going to encourage people then for say, you take medication before you even take the vaccine. Then, they give the vaccine time for like it work in your body. So then you can only be advised to take it when you develop fever and then for let you get rid of that after pain, right? So that's not something where people don't get to understand, and there's a risk involved. There's side effects that we can experience when it comes to vaccine. So at the injection site, bleeding is possible depending on if the person they're on a blood thinner. And also, sometimes, I think I've mentioned about the Pfizer before. Diarrhea is possible, some other GI upsets, but it doesn't mean it would happen because I've taken both my vaccines, both Pfizer. One thing I did experience, that soreness, it changed with the first dose compared to the second dose. The intensity was higher. And then, I felt pain around my ribs, which at first I didn't take it much seriously with the first vaccine, but I experienced that, on the second one, which I feel like I'm like the ribs is coming out, but it did not. It lasted for about 24 hours. I'm just saying this because these are some of the side effects, that will come, and then you need to be able to report it, to people then way the number where they don't put out there for make you go report side effects them when it comes to the vaccine. And the last thing here about being positive, like you kind of mentioned, if you could become positive because you don't get the vaccine, that's really not to the case here. Not a myth. If you go to the CDC website, gov, people then they ask, after getting COVID-19 vaccine, will I test positive for COVID-19 on a viral test? This is the thing. Maybe the only reason why you go test positive, so you probably be don't exposed to the virus before the vaccine and without presenting no symptoms. And not for saying that every side where you go, then get for do rapid PCR testing first before then give you the vaccine. That's not the protocol. Unless that not been the protocol for see, you have to test negative first before we give you the vaccine. That's not the criteria. The criteria, as long as say you're not actively infected, you can get the vaccine. And I get person where actually be already exposed to the virus. So then take them vaccine and they actually became positive. It doesn't mean that that person was positive because of the COVID-19 vaccine. They were in a high risk population or working in a high risk intensive care unit, where it be say a nurse and it happened, but today they're doing well. I'm just saying that it wasn't because of the vaccine. It was because he was already exposed, right? This is somebody close to me. And then I dealt with the situation and today he's doing well. He completed both doses. He's negative for both testing. And also, like down in one thing, and also people can ask again, will COVID-19 vaccine protect me from getting sick with COVID-19? Yes, it will protect you, but in rare cases, in rare situations, you can end up for become positive with COVID-19 again. Because remember, these vaccines did not say it's 100% effective. When you take them, it's telling you have this 92, 95, 96%, effectiveness, right? So that being said, you still have to take precautions, as the minister said. And also I believe the vice president and the president try to reiterate for everybody to understand, see, you still have to take the necessary precautions for protect yourself when it comes to COVID-19. You still get for wasian, wear your mask for ensure, say, you not expose people to the virus because your body still they build immunity. And the other thing here, where I take the vaccine, both vaccines, where I come on Africa, come back, I do my antibody test. And it was negative still. So I had not built any immunity when it comes to the antibody test, when I the peripheral blood, when they take for find out really if you don't build some immunity. I was looking forward to that because how you build antibodies? You build antibody two ways. Either by getting a vaccination of a virus or you've been sick with the virus itself. So if we can think about it, chickenpox, when at the zoster virus, where you don't get that chickenpox thing once, the next thing where then they say you do now for do a blood test. We already walk now, so we can see that they say you do a titer. You titers, then they come, then they show say you've been don't get chickenpox as a kid, or maybe you had the vaccine, right? So and I can we can always encourage people then for say where it can to chickenpox, like now make people then they get shingles, the shingle virus at the age of 60 or above, they are at risk for developing that. Would are they at higher risk for developing shingles? Somebody where don't get the actual virus gets higher risk for be sick from rather than the person we actually take the vaccine. So the vaccine is more protective where it can to, giving you some form of immunity. So then for me, as always, I will encourage vaccination. I take me on, I try for share them with people then both doses. And the reason is sometimes people still don't believe that, you did that. People have a different perception. It takes a lot of, constant education and constant reminder for make people to understand, say, you best bet right now in this COVID-19 pandemic, now for let you get vaccinated, let you get some form of immunity and protection in order for make, we try for eradicate COVID-19 at the world. So now that na me own take for tonight, and I hope say people then will take this seriously and not think otherwise, not think say na a placebo the president take, na a actual vaccine he take. He don't try for show in say in a leader of in country. He try for motivate the people them of Sierra Leone and low again kudos and the vice president for what they do, and we encourage everyone else now the nation will get the opportunity now for take the vaccine and go ahead and do that. If you not somebody will go influence the general public, please do it in public. And also let we maintain the social distancing and law maintain, the universal precautions where it be saying a part of nursing. Nursing doesn't change. You still maintain that as a healthcare practitioner. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
I could come with Usfriend, make way what you get for it today. Yes, Usfriend, you get the platform.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform, and thanks to we Doctor in the house for his brilliant contribution, and to Mr. Usman Toli, your brilliant contribution, and thanks to all the listeners and viewers, the patient, they always listen and watch me. Let God continue for help with. Looking at this issue of this vaccine, we just take them from this way. The aim, first of all, of this vaccine, the whole world will not say waiting, and they are kind of a balance, and they say let there be the daily vaccine, so that it go outweigh the daily infection. So because they want let that daily vaccine try overcome the daily infection, so that they go get within a herd immunity. Now for that, all the scientists, all the one that way they involve the candidates, they try to produce this vaccine. And then they note a target of a population of 9-point-something billion than at the world. Then one thing. But coming down to the issue, I mean the one winner, so to the issue, the vaccine launching today, we then begin to take and one of the leaders them. First of all, I go one for say thanks to them. I congratulate them for being like role model for CCS and for go before. And thanks for able to negotiate in always good relationship with those and who are partners them for bringing there. But the few issues that no more have to address there, get the good and the bad, and then the one waiting they need for do if you got get for help how things and get for go before. For clear, first of all, that area we've been talk with doctor don't address in different way, but for put us specifically of waiting. Yesterday, Dr. Ijai in the try for talk in your context. In the try for talk about between these two tests, when are the rapid test, when are the antibody, when they use your blood, as Dr. Bide explained, and then the virus itself, when how they call them the PCR method, because the PCR method in the check for the viral test that if you get the infection, that the virus itself, while the other one, like our doctor explained back, now the one way, now the antibody in for past, in they look for something like a copy, a photocopy of that in the that will like way they work in the sand, you get sand prints. So if somebody they can't follow the print, and they go say, oh yeah, like seeing a cow marcia, like seeing a mortimer wear shoes so all those kind of prints, or like there's no sound. So now in the antibody, you would they look for those signs and they. But what in Dr. Injaibe try for say He said when they introduce this vaccination, they try to create herd immunity that all man don't get. He said, but during this vaccination, let them try understand, say, if they know say the population don't they become vaccinated more, and that scenario he put, then therefore think about the idea for put down the idea of that antibody test with that rapid one. He said because if you don't get the vaccination, that you don't get the immunity from the virus. In other words, then they put the copy of the virus into you so that it will stay inside you. So that already they protect you. So when then they test for people now, then they check for people now where a BC you get the current virus. Because when you get the vaccine, no mean say you not go carry the virus now you nostril or now you area do it for carry them. Now for that is say then they test you that you nostril with the PCR, one are the only method where they should say you get the virus. So the one when at the blood you not go able to tell if you get the virus the moment. Ingo tells you no more you don't get the virus, then maybe your body you don't get natural immunity, you don't fight them. Where most of them they do, and they say that they do a research on those people that not be tested. So what did they advise there? Let them get for embark more on the PCR. Go on, then they save time, then they save money, so that they will concentrate. I mean, they avoid the antibody, or then they concentrate on the PCR, where the process challenge on the polymerized chain reaction. Because if they go stage by stage, if they try for copy the DNA in a different way so that it will show how the virus is in your body. The other one at the blood ion is try for say not for use in this stage when the vaccine they in control. So in other words, the vaccination when they on, the only way they will prove say somebody they carry the virus, so it's say I will not manage forget the vaccine, will get like the PCR. So you don't go use the antibody, because the antibody they tell us, what people don't get, you know, we're effective. And that one they try for bring the Then you get some other areas that we bring yesterday, but I will leave those for another day. We're very important. But what thing I try for say here now regarding the distribution of this vaccination, where the people themselves get for try understand as alone, and then the government back get for the give information as necessary. Because I hear the WHO representative after you don't take in vaccine today, I think the one foreign guys today, they explain. And prior to that, I don't know say the COVAX will then give the AstraZeneca, and then the Chinese then give that Sinopharm. So the area of the COVAX, they try to explain say the COVAX na 20% for them don't put for each country. So Salon get for lucky for be one of them. So but then get for CC, then get for get more for give others. What I want for relate regarding a briefing today where I observe when at WHO they make them briefing and give you on Monday and Friday. But the important thing we then get for highlight here, they don't introduce the system. When a recent one when a kind of an association where they don't form, they call a response form, solidarity response form. And this solidarity response form they just don't launch 3 weeks ago. This wire now for raise 1.96 billion leons. That was 1.96 billion, what is it, dollars, sorry. $1.96 billion. What's that this wire now for let them go meet up for, let them go buy the rest of the one they don't procure, so that the country that will not be get, then will try get. So in other words, they are still under finance. They don't get today a $10 million donation from Qatar, one of the countries because they said don't shut in. The money what they use for let them go able for sponsor this vaccination one COVAX now over 250 million. They raise about 622. So out of that one day, they be able to get from the public. The public be able to give them money, and along them then get like organizations then. So in other words, the COVAX was shut this time because they're not able to get money and funds from the right side. But because of this money we don't get, and the acts now presently, which they don't get at 20%, and then we don't give donations to PPE and other things, let them try for donate to them an average of 1.96 billion US dollars so that they will be able to embark on spreading this COVAX. And the side they would have been mentioned back one for relates to this section of the way them in the try for say the information for keeping for the vaccination. We see saying a certificate then give as even Imorufana said the display on certificates, but that's saying that the biometric way. But I only hope say the biometric way like one way get inside the system. because the paper one is liable for destroy. We WHO drive for bring inside a data system with this doctor, one at Dr. Maria Van Kerkhove. Now, in the one who they lead the technical team. But our whole officer were able to get hold of the NACOVAC commissioner student today. They not come up. So we will explain to them. We'll try to exploit this system. While they say get their own data system they want to introduce, they're still ready for sponsor any country. Right now, we want to improve on the data system because then they try to argue with other countries when they ask for the vaccine passport. Where then they argue for saying like human rights force. But they say if you reach a stage where it will be, let us keep this information by using the data system. So Dr. Maria said then will help for support countries we want to do this data system where they will put them in that technical way instead of they use paper them we know will work for. So that's how they then get for emphasize them. But again, they try to observe say the people that when they go vaccinate, I want back let the NACOVAC will try for begin to explain which dress where you go wear, why they go for vaccination. I observed that one day today. There was somebody where be candidate, I think saying the other yes, now the vice even get an Islamic gown. But the Islamic gown be so tight when they reach it just goes slightly, not go up to the deltoid. And Dr. will explain to you now, in a 3 stage, then they will begin a deltoid vaccine. They get for guessing that not be top of the arm. That flesh, I say the arm they can't bend. In the whole hand, they make that V sign, they can't down. That space, the under the deltoid, then they put a 90 degrees. But you will find out in the mayor, and the only person who I see, other people in the what say, even though actually not go say he will condemn in dress, but now even gets an overall where he just slip off, he show his shoulder, then he come inside. But other people when they force for fold the arm, then they hold the arm. But even the president says they force for fold the arm, the only side at the bottom end of the deltoid. So I don't know how the deltoid then gets on at the bottom end. So that's another area about who I hope NACOVAC will get for trial and will look into how that vaccination process did they go, apart from even washing their hands and other method, that method when they apply for advise people and say, when you come, because one man, even then, this way go to that side now, how they call the place that the new building, in the tell and let go, in the name will forgive. Then the other man, they left fold the arm, fold down. So they science the people and get for know about what type of clothes where they go wear, where did they go for the vaccination. So then we're able to get an ideal trend. Because this is intramuscular area, muscle they go. But as Dr. Miller explained a little bit that day, but if you put at 90 degrees, and that area there, like you ideal trend where they just a bit low, like you shoulder also. That's idea. The one day back I'll be observant. Then I go one for later, I go just try for advice them back, say, the area where only WHO don't able for secure vaccine now from two sides, one are the Moderna and the Serum. And the Serum Institute of India, and they don't gather together now in concert or like they work together with AstraZeneca, because this what would they call Serum Institute will help we forget part of this vaccine, because at them only WHO don't give $1 million, while they give $1 million to Moderna, then they give about 1.5 to this other one at the Serum. One of the procurement wouldn't do. So, but the problem with them now Moderna, then we don't give more money from the government. So the government of US, we don't give them money, so then they give less. So, but the other one at the Serum is then they give out this vaccine, or then they try for convince, so they go able for help them for give more of the vaccine, then they go spread them. But at the end of it, all the countries for now, then they get the budget of 20% of the vaccination. So it means there is still a need for them to cater for more vaccines. It will either be from what the UK be promised them, where I hope they will try look into, because UK be promised then will give vaccines. Then the question about the people and when they go introduce, say, now we kill now we do this. And the question I don't see them twice. I see them last week, and I see the US somebody, one of the US representatives, they try to say US don't play a greater part. I accept it. But the time where they give speech, that the time where Donald Trump being careful interfere with the World WHO. So now he be introduced what they call warp speed. Warp speed, now he give this money what toxin and Moderna, then give more money instead of WHO, then 1 million. So now they get more of the vaccine. But then they try to say, like say that they play part for the COVAX, because they did all the COVAX can last week. Now he being give the speech. I don't deny say they are not helping, but in terms of the COVAX, now when I last week, when a 1.9 billion US dollars, where we be know say Biden, they approved them recently towards the COVAX. I mean the COVID. Even though they don't introduce, but again, the other money promised for Guinea, the COVAX, it been say it will support. But I believe say the COVAX we don't go so. Now WHO, the one where they don't procure from that previous money, and that money they procure around the time where how they call them Donald Trump have been trying for pressure, say no give money to WHO. So sometimes let we the leaders the way they did, if we get for stand up for say you know we tell them people in this thing also. If we not we even give them the chance to introduce it, because when you get the chance, it go for telling people I mean give. I'm not saying they are not helping, but I'm telling you about the facts. But because of pandemic, all man they come before now, I believe say they are actually and then they do intermediary between them and WHO. But the effectiveness, if WHO they get money, they don't go ask for, let them put this system here. They don't first put the solidarity response fund, and then they pull the preparedness for strategic fund response, and then fund their own for them go able to put before. So, but the truth about the vaccine is that now available in the amount put them for use them. The one they want for buy them, but they're not able to get them. There's some them back one for buy and they don't get enough funds like WHO at the moment. Then I hope say they go able for make use of this data system. The one where they don't get the artist and then will develop, but let them take chance. The guy talks anything he can pack or put them. Let them take chance of this WHO. But I believe say they don't already get this the framework where they would apply to their countries they are. If they no more can't try back. So who said go day before? No wait back like I vaccine then go give Ghana first and the other things then based on their own output we then put towards WHO. Once the government involved, we will able for address all them things they are. And I believe say now a way that they try for inform back say now the outweigh of the benefits, the benefit they outweigh the risk. Because out of 300 million we don't vaccinate worldwide, that is the vaccination, the indication they want to like the outcome of the effects when they talk about blood clot or other things, they say no. The good it outweigh the bad, because you don't get 300 million when they don't vaccinate globally from all other vaccines. And then inside the UK, today they don't vaccinate about 24 point something million of the population because they're 65. But the complications are 1 or 2. And so they had the entire forces like inside the UK now 3,000 they die of blood clot despite the COVID or anything. So when they compare this risk, now you make them advise people for go take the vaccine. Because the two vaccines they now with us alone. One, remember now the inactive one, when the virus they make, because China they get the virus pandemic more. So they use the live virus, change it into a protein inactive, then they use them. Then they get the mRNA, when the Pfizer and the other one, they want like a genetic code and make them. They make them like when they say they bill them. It's fever like this, or like possibly they paint original picture. So now that one they now like the one way so they make other one than they do. But waiting at the final thing, what then they set for do, why this vaccination then they go, then the only question for us, because tomorrow the other body they meet up. And the body when they meet tomorrow, they call Dr. Michael Roy and one of the WHO, then they head on tomorrow. So tomorrow the group where they meet at the European Medicine Agency together with the WHO, the European Medicine Agency, that is EMA, and the WHO Advisory Council for letting go see the data they don't get from the other vaccine them what they try for do. So that by Thursday they will get a final one, because they don't actually approve the Sinopharm finally. They don't approve most of them. So when they try to introduce the data system, so people are now go they put their information there online, so then go get them. If you travel safe, you go there online, then you go get on like an app na your phone where you go show say I don't vaccinate. But for now, then they try for let them go talk to the European countries, other countries, they don't put that restriction. It's a pass you get vaccine if we travel. But again, the vaccine, the vaccine can be vaccinated, doesn't mean you're not going to be transmitting the disease, but they are still finding it. But any other thing, we will leave for Saturday. But I only hope say them go take care of these areas of the method when they vaccinate the population. You will not go talk about and then go try maintain that other day. And then go try no say because now the time we don't go far they go. I think say they may give 2 types of vaccine today. The other minister will represent the government for the APC. He assisting that the Sinopharm they give. But they tell them, I think that 21 days. So for now, the Sinopharm alone, now 21 days, the next dose. So that the 5th of April, they get the next dose. The one they want that AstraZeneca can live now 28 days or more. So now that one we know more than they give right now. They are giving both vaccines today based on the age and then your reaction. The AstraZeneca, if you then beyond 60 years, they know they get an alone from to the press release. Then when you are below that age, now they get the Sinopharm. So for now, now the only information that one they will get. Thank you very much for giving me the platform. And I only hope they go play fast. Especially this data system, they go make use of them and then they try lobby more and more. But they one away from the COVAX, they on hold for now because they are also skint and they need money when they try to raise money through this Solidarity Response Fund. Thank you very much. Let God continue for help we and let God continue for bless we all. Thank you very much for giving me the platform. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, us friend.
Yeah, you're most welcome, sir.
Yeah. Before I open the phone line, make I just give we the different vaccination centers them in the country. According to Ministry of Health and Sanitation, these are the centers. For Bombali, na Makeni Government Hospital and Kamabai CHC. For Bonth, na Bonth Government Hospital and UBC Hospital Matu. For Falaba, na Mongo CHC and Falaba CHC. For Bo, na Bo Government Hospital and Koribondo CHC. For Kailao, na Kailao Government Hospital and Nixon Sembuama. For Kenema, na Kenema Government Hospital and Panguma Hospital. For Kono, na Koidu Government Hospital and UMC Jayama Safway. For Cambia, na Cambia Government Hospital and Madina CHC. For Koinadugu, Kabbalah Government Hospital and Akalia CHC. For Karine, na Kamakwe Hospital and Binti CHC. For Potloko, na Potloko Government Hospital and Lunge Hospital. For Pujeon, na Pujeon Government Hospital and Zimi CHC. For Moyamba, na Moyamba Government Hospital and Jala University. For Tonkolili, na Magborka Government Hospital and Mile 91 CHC. For Western Rural, na Watalo CHC and Godrich CHC. For Western Urban, Lumley Hospital, Gokupa Government Hospital, Kiama Road Hospital, and Macaulay Street Hospital. If you didn't have any difference, now decide on this for go get vaccinated. But remember, not to now, from next Monday, and if you meet the criteria, just like what the doctor say, 70 years. No check safe. How many 70 years people will get on the front line? That's what I thought. But I believe say they take the time for review. Or make them take the time for recheck again. Yes, then go say now because they not get better. So now they want them where they, But how many people them will get on the line in conditions safe na Sierra Leone or Nasabi? How many young people and they just write rest in peace, rest in peace. If you say then just sleep, they're not wake. No, something is happening. But it's Sierra Leone. We hope for the best. But like I said when I started, this one, we remember the politicians them. That no go far. The parliamentarians them. Wouldn't be safe for go take test. If they want to come out now, the Western AF for going to the provinces, then tower. And say no, they're not for take test. Even when they say them for register, they say no, then license plate. But we can't pay this. They're not our but they be dead in a line. They're ready for taker. Because what you do, they know say, oh, okay, this thing go help for make not catch the virus and all them things then they. Some people in they Me I been feel say them go take, but they not take. Me I know they call him. They watch them allow see when they go take, or maybe because they not fall na the category. And then because the man take, so the wife not for take. Because the wife take, the man not for take. They not begin pinpoint say just nice about that they talk about. But anyway, the phone line open. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Tripoli, how are you? Mina talker from the Netherlands.
Long time talker. Welcome back. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I can actually listen to you, but I'll be a little bit busy. I make. But there is something where I pick up where I don't know. I want let me you go through you understand it? It's about that photo yeah, so where because I don't hear where you and doctor when I don't analyze about that photo about the president, about the policy way give the president the job, you know, well and glove, you understand? I'm from your own observation and my own because I don't go through because me I be watching live. I watch them from Sierra Network anyway. You understand? And I take notice say the policy will give the president the job a well and glove. You understand? And the photo what they see na your page, you understand it? With the photo and the videos them when we see na AYV, a little to be different. So I don't know because now I say I will go through them because it might be say I don't know because that technology I will not underrate them because if you watch the photo where you put, you go see that say like a nurse the way gets body small, the another one team up near him, and some other officer then they will put your hand for the president. But when you watch a live video, you go find out say people in crowd right around the president, but nobody not touch him. Now only in fact that lady, the lady with the big body, not even be there near the it be there behind the other because the lady the one will not get body too much. I ain't get the job. So I want for let we go through them here so or let you do your inquiry and check proper because I think say this time you don't think I might be wrong, but I think say somebody don't doctor them for 2 years so for your personal or whatsoever reason. You understand? Because me don't see the video where come official from the presidents in the State House, and I don't see also the AYV because you give me cause for like go over the AYV video again, the Sierra Network video I watch. You understand the live, and I see say the person will give the in fact that the small lady na give the small madam na give the job, not to the big one. Now give the job to the president, and nobody not touch the president during that time. Yes, people in the crowd, but nobody not touch the president. But this photo where you get ice cream, as he say like this. So now my own points I want day my observation that one day where I just want let yourself go through because I know say you say a careful man and you go try for see waiting, you know, at the try for talk. You know?
I know what you talk. The process when it started and when it ended. If you go back, you go watch, you go see the time where the crowd day where they begin for administer till they don't done, then the person we can plaster. The time where the talk show where the administering take place, yes, now one green person be there, where now the lady exactly where you they talk. But this one not to doctor photo. If you go yourself now the State House page, you they see this picture where I put so it did it.
So the picture where you put with all them people at the end.
Go watch the video back and go now the State House them page. It did it. This picture we see so it did it.
Yeah, but now that's me the try for say to you mean that's something I watch live and I don't go through the live again where you they talk so I be they go through the live. You understand? I know they deny say what you they talk not to true say no did it. You understand eh? But me they tell you what you me see live, what you happen now me they tell you so. Anyway, now that I'm your observation anyway.
All right, thank you very much, Tucker.
Yeah.
Okay. In the area we talk at the talk, and everything happened fast, but it was crowded. This picture, anybody who wants, you see what we will post. You go to the State House website, the State House official page. The picture is there. So not to say somebody doctor picture. No, the picture not to doctor picture. He did it, and we see him. So we see what happens. So, but definitely through the process from the start to the finish, it started like this, it ended like this. But they can't look for the picture we talker in the talk about. They can't look for them. The one way, the 10 way, then be the the president now after they may not say come on push go and this and that, or maybe I come safe for look for the video for edit that side and put them up. But look how this caller. Yes, caller, you did live on here. You name and say the call for please.
Okay, well, good evening, morning, and afternoon, me family. Then, Mr. Triple, you touched on something. You asked almost people and then asylum were at the age of 70. You understand? We know their health condition. Well, me, I want to add something to that. There, almost people in the salon at that age would they really know their real age. Because say we get a problem with birth certificates from birth, back in the 50s and 60s. So I would really find them very difficult for people on the deep village side that wouldn't even know about this and this coronavirus. Number one, now they want to get them vaccine because me know people out of the work are gone when they don't commit, they don't say. No, they're not doing enough job. Work it for go begin the sanitize people them about the virus. Yet alone the one will get injection. I don't get problem with the vaccine, but just to talk about the education, you understand that they really can go wrong. You understand this not to Ebola when we say they happen before they see them for yourself. This not coronavirus. We need to see the virus. You see side effects of the virus no more. But I just want for challenge the Ministry of Health. Let them do more education because we know people them within our village. We know one day everybody's coronavirus. That ain't not a joke, not a politics. It's not real talk. So on top of what you say about almost people in there that age group who they know the health, that is a serious question we don't raise now. So database on people them, even the police them, don't go far. The police, the army, the nurse them, all these people, the teachers, they get for take this vaccine. How many doctors, how many nurse them, police officers, army officers, where they don't go they don't take blood sample for know the health condition in the first place. I need to try for jump into any conspiracy, but it would be ideal for the authority then for do a proper check first before then administer this vaccine because Lord make this very simple. All the big one them they know the health condition them, then they can afford it. They can afford to go to the doctors and get their blood taken, and then they can get their nose scan condition when they get. But how many soldier man will get that opportunity there? How many policemen will get that opportunity? How many teachers will get that opportunity there? So we really, really need for educate to people there more and make them understand. Not to the vaccine we get problem with. Now the fact that people they don't know the health condition in the first place. Now then they may get questioned with. And I hope say I don't sound too harsh on the government, but I just want to make you think on the other side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and the call from, please.
Hey, this is Janet Matamusa here.
Yes, Janet,
Stranger
welcome on
back.
board. Yes, what do you get for me?
Well, I just want to say I don't take my first vaccine, and I do that because when I listen to doctor explained the importance of having this vaccine. I look and say, I get underlying conditions and all of that. I say, hey, let me go take the vaccines. I go take the vaccine. 3 days later, I begin to get aches and all over my body. But I said, even with the pains and aches and all of that, it's better to be protected. So waiting me they say today to everybody where they listen to waiting, doctor don't say waiting, old friend don't explain to me, it just give me the understanding for say we need them. And they encourage all me party the way they listen to the program within the United Kingdom, within in Africa. Please do not take the vaccine. The more people take the vaccine, the better protected we will be. If you don't get the vaccine, so I get a letter from the NHS where they tell me, say, even with this first vaccine you don't take, you're still among the people who are vulnerable, because I am asthmatic, I am hypertensive, I'm pre-diabetic, all of the above, so yes, the way doctors say you take the vaccine, I mean to say you're 100%, protected, but they wash my hands, they make sure say I wash my hands, and they make sure if I go out I get my mask, although I've been told to stay home again and stuff like that, so the restrictions and still there, but I think to say it's the better way to go. Let we all look after ourselves, because we don't miss Upadi there now. It's really sad where you put in Kawaka to you not do you up, you talk to them, we need to meet our friends and talk again. So again, I want to say to everybody really listen, on go take the vaccine, please. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, Janet. Okay, let's watch, yeah?
Oh, don't worry. Now the picture get it. Don't worry. Okay, please give way. Give way. Let them clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I also now graciously invite the Honorable Vice President for his vaccination. Round of applause again. After the President, the Vice President now follows.
So, they watch. You see how many times we I pause them, right? So, the picture, we don't able to see who side exactly it will happen for the picture now. Eh? I believe so if I don't see now who side happen for the picture. That one day for making clear, say, not to doctored photo. And be just want to make we see that even though, like I said, the time where the thing happen, yes, the time where they administer, the person who administer na so himself na be single person, the lady, but when it become for put the bandage, and even before that person can administer, you see where the policeman move, where himself can help, I think, just like what his friend observe. The shirt where the president wear it be a little bit tight now the sleeve, so maybe all man be the camp for can help. But for say the picture not to show it transpire, well, it's up to you now for be the judge. Yes, caller, you live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yes, Triple Bina Eric Georgia, they call from Switzerland.
Yes, Eric, you get up to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'll go make a shot. Me on concern the people that will be crowd around the president. That not to be a good example for journalism, because those people they want to say yes, not true say take because for example you see like where President Joe Biden been take the vaccine. I believe the journalism they faf come where at least you get a clear picture. But now when in crowd around them, there is a lot of confusion about this in taking the vaccine. So, like journalists then get for show some example. That not to me a good scene. And crowd around the president. Some people not go able for stand crowd when anything can happen. So that na my own take.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Eric. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we don't able to establish that now because we know they put anything we na doctored or we na fake. Yeah, we say before they administer, go back and watch the video. Before they administer the vaccine, then the policeman have to make a move. Watch all the time oppose him. Make a move for help for lift up the president in shirt, the sleeve. Then after that, then now you get now this one way come the person will administer self put in that other lady now can without the gloves for can apply the bandage. Now the president outside then get the shot. So I guess we're okay now for say that was a doctored photo. I don't think so. All right. I don't know whether na check no matter say push AAA don't push it. It's not about pushing it, but if I make we be as authentic as we could, so that people trust what you they say and what you they do. Because what do we have to gain for share a doctor video or a doctored picture? We have nothing to gain. Eh? All right. I think say for today, now we go left all thing. Like I said, now God in blessing, because if you left to them politician, they may buy you. So Uda get opportunity. Now make you see the all on they don't go to they not run at themselves. Yes, we want for build the confidence, that's good, understandable. But they not run at them for go take o. Okay. Because they don't know who's staying next, the next one they come. They not get for buy. Eh? Then they not get for buy. Yes? We forget over 500,000 doses from the COVAX. But right now, we know say this COVAX gets small issue. Yes, alone they don't tell we say the batch where we receive, no to in they get that one, even though then they observe them. But they say no to in gets that issue. They will make several countries they don't stop for use the Astra vaccine. They say no to in we get. So even though some man, because now the West then they go above and beyond because then they sue. I have a belief saying I make some country they say anything. This blood clot, when they talk about may we put on hold. If now we get we then say no to you we get, we they don't begin gi. They say then believe say everything, then get the data and all, and you know, if you can take it, go for it. Because down the road, this is not the world they live now, COVID-19 world. Not gonna end soon. As soon, you left away. Eh? Aye. I think we think I'm with all this one for the president. The crowd was just too much. Everybody all phone, one for stream, one for be there, and God help us. We go there back on Tuesday. A very interesting topic. Then they follow. Say Honorable Tawa. You know they back down. Okay. He say they back down. No? And he's up for it. Alright. We'll be back tomorrow. Till we meet again. Triple A say, ta-ta.